it's easy when you're by my side. No point in calling, you just have to see the fundamentals of our love tonight. Cause I've been looking at a photograph of you, and I've been thinking about all the ways you move. This isolation got me feeling like a mood, my love. Yeah, when I wake up, I feel empty, not beside you. My whole life been searching just to find you. This quality, it hasn't got the right to keep us apart. Killing time, we got nowhere to be. You're sending messages I can't ignore. No contemplating, come here close to me. I'm bored at home, can't leave the house no more. But I've been looking at a photograph of you, and I've been thinking about all the ways you move. This isolation got me feeling like I'm losing my love. Yeah, when I wake up, I feel empty, not beside you. My whole life been searching just to find you. This quality, it hasn't got the right to keep us apart. Yeah, when I wake up, I feel empty, not beside you. My whole life been searching just to find you. This quality, it hasn't got the right to keep us apart.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Been friends since 1995. Growing up, same street, you, me, my ride or die. All the years, they would grow us apart, yeah. Moved away, but you're still in my heart, yeah. Call you up, how you been, can we play and rewind? Yeah, those other guys you choose, they don't care, no, like I do. I've been waiting on you, oh, oh. I've been waiting on you for so long, and it's killing me to see you there with a broken heart. If you knew, I've been waiting on you, whoa, whoa. I've been waiting on you coming like a wrecking ball, crying on me, saying how they make you feel so small. When the rain couldn't get any clearer, I'm the one holding up all your mirrors, baby. Hurry up, back to me, why'd you ever move on, yeah. Yeah, you're making me confused, I'm the one that you should choose. I've been waiting on you, oh, oh. I've been waiting on you for so long, and it's killing me to see you there with a broken heart. If you knew, I've been waiting on you, whoa, whoa. I've been waiting on you.
All right, good morning, y'all. I hope y'all are doing okay. I'll make my little circle smaller there. How do I make my circle smaller? Boy, isn't that a poignant thing to say first off the bat? I notice when I am watching my playbacks that my voice is really, really low. So y'all let me know because sometimes I step away or I'm moving around and doing other things while I'm talking to you. Let me know if I ever, faint off into the distance and you can't hear me, and I will turn it up. Let's see who's here. It's Kim. Hey, Kim, good to see you again. She says, "I love you. You're beautiful." I got so much hate yesterday. Why? People held things over my head that I did in the past. Well, I'm sorry, Kim. Um, that's a shame because we were just discussing that yesterday, taking our own accountability for our own involvement in stirring the pot here, right? And each one of us is guilty of it. Even Rapper over here. Hey, Rapper, good to see you. Which, by the way, I could sort of tie this in with the Guthrie case as far as motive goes. What do you think the motive is behind ugly behavior like this? What do you think is it money? Is it fame? Is it the to join in with all the others? I mean, this is a great segue into why all the ugly is happening in the world. And I'll drop a link for you if you want me to, and we can discuss why, like the motive behind all this, you know, just craziness happening in the world. Here you go, Kim. If you want to come up and tell us what happened, if you want to vent or not, or just hang out, don't feel obligated to have to vent. You absolutely do not have to. And I understand not wanting to go back there again. And especially if you're getting attacked, that's not fun. So, and Kim, I apologize for even bringing you up the other day as an example of appearing to be, not involved, but then you are. I mean, I'm to blame too. So, recognizing it, stepping away from it, changing. Right? If there's a few things that I did learn from Scientology, and one of them was stop, change, start. And that is it's like a paradigm shift. Changing comfortable habits, habitual habits, changing negative behavior, um, and shifting into a more positive light that you were put on earth for, you know? Um, I totally understand, totally understand. And so there was a couple of things that popped up yesterday about motive that I found interesting. If I can find it again, it looks different here than it does on my phone when I'm messing around and just let me go to my history and see if it pops up under history. Um, Talking about motive. One of them was, not everyone is happy for Savannah's success, and that could have been a motive. I just thought it was an interesting perspective. Not everyone is happy for your success when it happens. Was it on the interview room? Hold on, I'm looking for it. I thought I saved it. Let me come under here under my save. I guess I can go ahead and pull up JLR and let you watch that while I look for what the point I wanted to make. Um, we can do that for you while I'm hunting, picking, and pecking. Y'all can watch him. see. My refrigerator gives off this. Y'all hear it? The hissing? It's really annoying. So if y'all hear it through the microphone, I apologize. Okay, here we go.
Traders whose DNA is not in the database.
All right, now I'm going to back
Separately,
this up
local gun
because there were
stores
some
are saying
points
they've
he
been
made
visited by
about 30 minutes ago. I'm going to back it up right here.
scanning this stuff here. Someone also asked me, hey, in the chat, the Derek Kalala guy, the guy that made the Bitcoin, demand to Annie and Tommaso, when does he have court again? Does anyone have access to the Pacer system? Does he have a court hearing up in the next couple days? Please let me know if he has an upcoming court hearing. We'll go attend that if he has one.
You have to get to some Desert Southwest attire.
Yeah, right. Definitely.
I just showed up yesterday. Yeah.
I know I saved it somewhere.
Where else?
I'm just going to find it. Was it under liked?
Okay. Yeah, I'm down.
Take a metal detector drone.
About 20 minutes drive up. I'm not even sure.
All right, let me look up where the golf course is to here.
She was very nice, and the kids were super smart. It gives me a lot of hope for the future. So, all right, I'll see you around.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, I sent out to my contact about the abandoned golf course that Luke is affiliated with. Ayla Noel Day. Scenario with the information presented. Flashlight in the mouth. Originally, did they walk to get here? We came out here last night.
Listen.
And when that sun goes down here on this street, you can't see anything. It's pitch
Listen.
black. And if you don't have a flashlight, you see nothing. It just makes me wonder a little bit about the person seen in that video with the flashlight in his mouth. If he actually came from somewhere else without the car, of course, of coming here doing something, then radios into his co-defendants or some other person or somebody, brings the car and says, we have, because she's there, we got to take her. In a burglary gone bad. And I'm going on that theory based off what the local journalist said. A burglary gone bad.
That's a motive.
The key was to go into a house, but was spooked by Nancy, who the sheriff said was sharp as a tack. And they're like, oh crap. And they had to take her.
Here's another theory that he's going to mention. The next door neighbor who was gone out of town while all this happened came in. He shows that they're packing up these tubs. So he photographs it, videotapes it, sends it to the FBI. Have you talked to these people yet? They're moving stuff out of their house. Come to find out, they run part of the gem mine show that was in town happening during the same weekend. Could they have hit the wrong house? Did they mean to hit the house that was the gem mine guys with all the, Could that have been a motive?
It makes me wonder.
The gems, the precious earths.
But why would somebody take somebody? That's a huge liability. Person gets out of the house, could scream. person to be seen with them on the streets, in a vehicle, screen. Penalties for kidnapping is much more severe than burglary, though less severe than murder. You burglarize a house and you're a first-time offender, you're only going to get a couple years in prison. I mean, it depends how much you take, right? But if you're a first-time offender for a burglary, you might even get a county jail. So you're gonna go to jail for a while for burglary, but you're not gonna go to prison for a decade for one burglary if it's your first time. If you've done it before, absolutely you could go for more than a decade.
Facts.
People said, stop speculating in the chat. Well, that's what we do here.
Exactly.
We talk about every scenario with the information presented in front of us.
We gotta stop meeting like this. Nice to see you. Everything good? Congratulations on your media.
Okay, so I'm going to switch over to this and hear these from Law and Crime Motives, what they say. I gotta share the screen again. We need a new refrigerator compressor. Do y'all hear it?
Or knows where she is. That it's never too late. And you're not lost or alone. And it is never too late to do the right thing.
A direct and deeply emotional message to the kidnapper of her mom. Savannah Guthrie releasing. The sheriff writes, quote,
"It's so easy."
To be clear, the Guthrie family, to include all siblings and spouses, has been cleared as possible suspects in this case. The family has been nothing but cooperative and gracious and are victims in this case. The sheriff, Chris Nanos, goes on to say, quote, "To suggest otherwise is not only wrong, it's cruel. The Guthrie family are victims, plain and simple. Please, I'm begging you, the media, to honor your profession and report with some sense of compassion and professionalism." Early on in this investigation, there were reports that Nancy Guthrie's son-in-law may be a prime suspect in this case because it was believed that he is the last person to see Nancy Guthrie before she was taken from her home. It's been reported that he was the one who drove Nancy Guthrie back to her house. Now, previously, the sheriff said that no one would be cleared until an arrest had been made in this case. It's unclear what changed that and what prompted him to make this statement now. There are several theories that have been speculated online, and one of them is that whoever took Nancy, that wasn't the intent when they entered her home, that the intent was actually to burglarize it, to steal stuff. Then something happened and they were forced to take Nancy Guthrie. Now, law enforcement, they have not come out and officially shared what they think the intent was
These are motives
of the person or people who took Nancy Guthrie, and it's unclear if they even know that at this point, at least from what they're saying to us officially. Now, there is a media report, though, that's getting a lot of attention, and it's getting pushback from law enforcement, and it claims that Nancy Guthrie is the victim of what was supposed to be a burglary at her home. We will dive into that new report in just a moment, but before we do that, I want to talk about what Savannah Guthrie posted on her Instagram Sunday night. It is a new video. It is raw, it is emotional, and much of her message is to her mom's kidnapper.
I wanted to come on, and it's been 2 weeks since our mom was taken, and I just wanted to come on and say that we still have hope. And we still believe.
I have to ask you, Jamie, I'm very sorry to read that you know how she feels, because it must be devastating. On that note, do you think that she's talking to someone she knows? It sure feels more personal. And they said, we're going to talk about that in just a second, about the book. She talked about playing a game as a child, a kidnapping game. That really piqued my interest and makes me feel I'm back to square one. And again, I'm very sorry for your loss or trauma.
And I wanted to say to whoever has her or knows where she is,
it feels personal,
that it's never too late. And you're not lost or alone.
She's talking to someone she knows.
And it is never too late to do the right thing. And we are here. And we believe. And we believe in the essential goodness of every human being. And it's never too late.
And you just can see, you don't have to be a body language expert to see this, but
this has really changed my perception of her, and just totally made her more humble in my eyes. I had always seen her sort of privileged and ditzy in her interviews, and this has really added an element. Sorry, it's my cat. Added an element of humility. And so I'm gonna read her book now, or at least listen to the audio tapes.
just how exhausted, drained, and emotional Savannah Guthrie looks. And it is understandable when you think of what her family is going through right now. It is clear that this family continues to hold on to hope that Nancy will come home. This newest message, it seems raw, it seems unscripted, and it's certainly a different tone from her last video that you might remember. It came in around the time of a deadline that was included in an alleged ransom note sent to media outlets like TMZ. This was it.
Hi there, everybody. I wanted to come on and just share a few thoughts as we enter into another week of this nightmare. I just want to say, first of all, thank you so much for all of the prayers and the love that we have felt, my sister and brother and I, and that our mom has felt. Because we believe that somehow, some way, she is feeling these prayers, and that God is lifting her even in this moment and in this darkest place. We believe our mom is still out there. We need your help. Law enforcement is working tirelessly around the clock, trying to bring her home, trying to find her. She was taken and we don't know where. And
this hurts watching her just, that's her mommy. Whether you have a good relationship or not, that's her mommy,
we need your help. So I'm coming on just to ask you, not just for your prayers, but no matter where you are, even if you're far from Tucson, if you see anything, if you hear anything, if there's anything at all that seems strange to you, that you report to law enforcement. We are at an hour of desperation, and we need your help.
For as public as this case has been, it is unclear what the Guthrie family knows and if they know of any possible leads that law enforcement is following. And it's also unclear what investigators closest to this case are following right now. Of course, we've heard from the sheriff, but other than that, there's still a lot that we don't know when it comes to the inner circle of this investigation. But we are learning about a potential clue that has to do with the person seen wearing a mask, a jacket, gloves, and a backpack on Nancy Guthrie's front steps around the time she vanished. The Pima County Sheriff says the clothing that you see on the person.
Ask y'all something. Let me put this down for a second. I think that looks like a boxing glove. It's thick, and the outside of it doesn't look like they think. To me, that looks like a boxing glove. I mean, I guess they know. They're the experts. He sort of has the body of an MMA. I don't know. What if he's famous?
Person in that video, they believe that it was possibly bought at Walmart. Now, these clothes are not exclusively available at Walmart. They're calling this a possibility. But when you say Walmart, you add that clothing to the backpack that the FBI says is one exclusively sold at Walmart, a 25-liter Ozark Trail hiker pack backpack. And again, the only place you can get it is Walmart.
I have watched enough forensic files from the 70s, 80s, and 90s to know that they can narrow down the list of people that have bought one of those in Tucson, Arizona, or hell, the United States. How many people have bought it? Let's say it's 2,500. Start with one. Right? There's been 2,500 hours. There's your 2,500 leads. Hit every single one. Go, my son says, go in their closet and look at their shoes. It's the shoes that's going to give this one away. That's what my son said. So I guess he had on Bobos. That's what they called, in the 80s when you were wearing cheap shoes from Payless or Pick and Pay. They called them Bobos. You were wearing Bobos. I wore Bobos. That's how I know. I had Cougars when everybody else had Pumas. Yep. My baby dolls were googly-eyed.
Then you have Fox News that came out with a report saying that the holster that you see on the man's waist, that appears to be a holster. It goes for $10, so it's pretty cheap, and it's sold at some Walmarts, and they found it in stock at 5 Walmarts in the Tucson area. So we'll see how that factors into trying to identify if the person we see in that video, did they buy these clothes and that backpack relatively recently, and that can help them track down who that person is.
Look for the last
now,
6
let's get
months.
to this new
Go
report that
back
came
6
in
months,
that is getting a
right?
lot of attention. It's from the CBS affiliate in Phoenix.
I'd go back
A reporter,
6
Brianna
months.
Whitney, who is a true crime reporter there. She hosts a series called True Crime Arizona. She put out a story saying that she has an inside source telling her that law enforcement believe that Nancy Guthrie is the victim of a burglary gone wrong. And the intent of the person or people who went into her home, it wasn't to take Nancy Guthrie, it was to steal things, but something must have happened inside of the house that made her the victim of a botched burglary. This would be instead of a plan for them to show
but I
up
think
and
it's
kidnap
botched
Nancy
because they
Guthrie
meant to
all
go
along.
next door.
Now, that report, it's being disputed today by the Pima County Sheriff to an extent. This is what the sheriff told us. PCSD, Pima County Sheriff's Department, has never stated that this was a burglary gone wrong. Any reports indicating otherwise are inaccurate. This remains a very active investigation. Now, look, if you want to read into that statement a little bit more, it is pushing back on the report, and it's pushing back on the department ever stating that this was a burglary gone wrong, and to suggest that they say would be inaccurate, opposed to them saying the story itself is incorrect.
When
now, the
girls will say, young girls will say, "You're messy. You ain't dotting your I's and crossing your T's." You know what I mean? You're showing up to church with muddy shoes. Get it together. Messy. This department is messy.
FBI also spoke to Fox News, who reached out for comment, and the FBI said that they don't know where that story came from. So it appears the Bureau is also pushing back a bit as well. Now, some experts have suggested what that local news report out of Arizona is claiming, that whoever entered Nancy's home, they didn't intend to take her, but something must have happened inside, and it resorted to that. Some of the reasons they point to that, well, you think of the images like this one. This one was put out by TMZ. This is of a suspicious person caught on camera in the weeks surrounding Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. And there have been several of these that have been posted on social media, and many of them have nothing to do with the Guthrie case. In this one, we see a man on January 23rd walking backwards intentionally on the front steps of a house 6.5 miles from Nancy Guthrie's home.
He says that this is not far. Look at the guy. Oh, they freaking bullshit. Okay, wait. I got it.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
TMZ blurred the man's face, but they say that he has facial hair, and it's similar to the man you see in the surveillance video that was released by the FBI from Nancy Guthrie's house. Now, TMZ says that the FBI is following this as a lead, but it's unclear, again, if it has anything to do with the Guthrie case. This video was taken at around 5 o'clock in the morning, and then apparently a dog barks, and the man takes off running. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is that Nancy Guthrie, based off the timeline given to us, around 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:30, her pacemaker disconnects from her iPhone. So this apparently happened in the early hours of the morning, and we're just seeing videos where you see other examples of people showing up on the doorsteps of folks in Tucson, Arizona in the early hours of the morning. Now, on top of that, we've had experts talk to us about how when it comes to kidnappings, an 84-year-old woman with health issues needing medication daily is just a very vulnerable target that kidnappers often do not target for ransom. So that could potentially lead you in the direction of...
Can y'all hear me flipping out?
Bullshit. 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 Bullshit.
I can't play that anymore because stop it. We have to play this.
Files that dead bodies are buried on one of the deceased financier's famous properties. We are going through the allegations, the launch of a new investigation, and I'm going to bring on a professional coroner to discuss, is this even possible? Can the alleged bodies be found and properly examined? Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and...
Okay, here's another motive. How many is that? 4? We're on 4 now. Was the Guthrie case tied to the Epstein case? And this ranch that we're getting ready to hear about, I found out about this ranch just on Facebook the other day. Donna Serafina happened to be ranting about this ranch. And first I'd heard tell about it, so I thought I would share it with you guys, and y'all decide. Make up your own mind.
On crime, I'm Jesse Weber. Jeffrey Epstein has been called a lot of things, and he has been accused of a lot of things. But killer? Being responsible for the cover-up of violent deaths?
Yeah.
That would be a new one. But I gotta say, what are we supposed to make of these new allegations coming out of the Epstein files? Because as you may know, we've been covering as best as we can the existing files that were released from the Department of Justice. And something came out that we got to talk about. Buried in the millions and millions of pages, there is an email that has now stood out for a very dark reason. There is an email from November 2019. It's directed to an Edward Aragon. According to KOB4, he's a local radio host. The other names are redacted in this email, but this is what it says. Quote, Edward, this is sensitive, so it'll be the first and last email depending on your discretion. You can choose to take it or trash it, but this comes from a person that has been there and seen it all as a former staff at the Zorro. The material below was taken from Jeffrey Epstein's home as my insurance in case of future litigation against Epstein. Sorry, no questions. What is damning about Jeffrey Epstein?
Okay, here they're talking about literally human liability.
Is yet to be written. Did you know somewhere in the hills outside the Zorro, 2 foreign girls were buried on orders of Jeffrey and Madam G? Both died by strangulation during rough fetish sex. And there even appear to be links to purported sex videos, including one that says sex video with minor. And then it goes on to say, please arrange for 1 Bitcoin BTC by 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today.
Okay, I'm going to stop it right there because they're talking about wanting payment, blackmail via Bitcoin. It's odd. And are these Nigerians sitting somewhere in a call center? Did y'all ever watch 90 Day Fiance? Jenny met, what the heck is his name? He was a call center scam artist. And they fell in love over the phone. It's a true story. 90 Day Fiance. Jenny and, what the heck is his name? I'll have to Google it, but it happens. It's a real thing. Call centers in Nigeria and in the Middle East. It's a real thing. That's their job. They go, what's your job? I scam people all day long. 8 to 5. I go to a call center. You want to see it? Yeah. It's like a bullpen. Telemarketers. I swear to God. Watch 90 Day Fiance. It is a real thing. Hey, lady, I think that you need to send me $20 and they give you a warranty. And the warranty's what? So she fell in love with him over the phone. The heck is his name? Payment, blackmail, Bitcoin, celebrities, politics. It's not a far fetch.
Thursday, 11/22/19 to the BTC wallet address that's redacted. The USB will be sent anonymously to your attention by overnight courier upon receipt of the funds. You have my assurance this is exclusive, never shared before, no attorneys, no samples, no questions, please confirm ASAP. So Zorro, by the way, is referring to Zorro Ranch. It's about 30 miles south of Santa Fe, New Mexico. We've talked about this Epstein property before. We had found evidence that upon Epstein's death, he wanted this property, along with all of his major properties, to go to Corinna Shuliak, his purported secret girlfriend. This is in trust documents and will documents. Now, Epstein, based on the reporting here, apparently purchased the 7,500-acre property from former New Mexico Governor Bruce King in 1993. And there were several civil lawsuits that
talking about politicians again and, literally human liability.
Accused Epstein of sexually assaulting girls at this property. It was dubbed the Playboy Ranch, where Epstein, in fact, is accused of sexually abusing a 16-year-old girl as early as 1996. And for example, you have this unsealed 2016 court deposition where the Epstein accuser, renowned Epstein accuser, Virginia Giuffre, testified that Ghislaine Maxwell ordered her to give.
And we all know what happened to her. She was, unalived by, they're saying she died. I don't.
the late former New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson a massage at the ranch. Now, this radio host, Arrogant, said that he got this message anonymously. He sent the email to the FBI, which is why, by the way, it was in the Epstein files to begin with, why it was released from the DOJ. And he indicated that he didn't pay this person, which when you think about one Bitcoin back in the day was reportedly worth about $8,000 at the time. And he indicated that.
Okay, once again, we're talking about being paid by Bitcoin. How many others are there on the planet happening right now? As far as I know, that are dealing with celebrities and politicians and anchors, it would be connected. Doesn't it seem like it would be connected?
That while he spoke to an FBI agent, he never heard anything more from it, didn't know the stat.
I'm no Nancy Drew or an Encyclopedia Brown, but if I were to carry the one...
of the investigation. Now, let me be clear about something, okay? We couldn't find more corroborating evidence to support this claim that, there are dead bodies somewhere in the area of this ranch or on the ranch. We don't know if these allegations are true. But if they are true, when would this have happened? We don't know that either. But apparently, I will tell you, this ranch, this claim, is being taken seriously. And in a little bit, I'm going to be bringing on a professional coroner to determine what can we expect here? What potential evidence could be left behind? How can you even find?
Okay. This just happened also. Hold on a second, let me show you this. This is the most recent one. Hold on one second. Okay, here we go. It's a real thing. Can y'all still see this? Here we go.
It's been a long road for investigators.
I think the extent of how long this took place, going clear back to the 60s is the most shocking thing here.
A year's worth of digging revealed Anna Elizabeth Young responsible for the torturous abuse and death of multiple children.
Witnesses came forward from the House of Prayer alleging brutality and even some children being murdered.
This week, Young was indicted by a grand jury for the unlawful death of little Iman Harper, also known as Moses, who deputies say Young was related to. But deputies say they have reason to believe she's been hiding an even darker past.
It's not just one isolated incident of beatings. There are numerous children that were beaten, locked in solitary confinement, food withheld.
The matriarch of a cult-like religious boarding school in Micanopy, Mother Anna, was charged with felony child abuse in 1992. Young fled from Florida but was captured 8 years later. In 2001, she was sentenced to 6 months and 12 days in jail for bathing a 12-year-old girl in a steel tub with chemicals causing severe chemical burns.
This is just the tip of the iceberg that we know of.
Several people came forward within the last year accusing Young of torturing, punishing, caging, and starving children at the House of Prayer, which authorities are calling the House of Horrors.
With the arrest is in no means going to close this case because there is so much more and so many more potential victims and witnesses.
Okay, and then there's this one. Hold on. Don't go anywhere just yet. This is a real thing.
Well, one of the 2 church leaders accused in that nationwide human trafficking ring will remain in jail, at least for now. That comes after Michelle Brannon faced a federal judge in Tampa this afternoon. Meanwhile, we're now hearing from people who knew her.
And the pastor at the center of this case as well, David Taylor. Fox 13's Aaron Mesmer has more.
These are not just allegations to me. Most are so true. I lived it.
Vicki Yohe is a gospel singer and songwriter. She says in 2018, she was singing at the Kingdom of God Global Church, where she started dating the church's leader, David Taylor. But the relationship didn't last.
There were so many people that were taken advantage of, and I was one of them. I experienced firsthand the abuse, the lies, and the corruption.
In 2020, Vicki wrote a book called All You Have Is a Voice, where she says she tried to expose Taylor's crimes. On Wednesday, federal agents arrested him and the church's executive director, Michelle Brannon. They're accused of using the church as a cover for human trafficking and money laundering. Vicki recorded this video shortly after the arrests.
Today was a victory for those who had no voice or who were afraid to expose the truth. They get to wake up from their nightmare like I did several years ago.
It's unclear how many victims were involved. Authorities say some of them were being held at a mansion in Tampa's affluent Avila community. The property was used as a call center and listed as Brandon's home address, new court documents show. It was one of 4 properties across the country raided by federal agents Wednesday. The arrests were a long time coming, according to the Trinity Foundation, a nonprofit in Dallas that investigated Taylor and his businesses.
These people were working under slave-like conditions.
The federal indictment alleges unpaid workers were forced to solicit donations or face punishments, including physical and psychological abuse and food and sleep deprivation. Authorities say the church raised $50 million over the last 12 years. They say the money funded extravagant lifestyles for Taylor and Brandon. The details didn't surprise the Trinity Foundation's investigator, who says Taylor is a con man who referred to himself as an apostle.
On TV, he claims to have raised people from the dead and claims to have healed thousands of people of cancer.
In 2019, Trinity Foundation's president, Pete Evans, sent a report to the IRS recommending criminal charges and to remove the church's tax-exempt status. Evans believes their work helped authorities make their case.
We're expecting that a lot more informants will come forward, especially after they finally freed those dozens of people at all the different locations around the country.
And a woman who says she experienced Taylor's abuse firsthand hopes other victims know that healing is possible.
I was really ready to die. I couldn't see tomorrow. That's the best way to. I couldn't see tomorrow, but today.
Find a body. What will be left to actually examine? How much can we tell here? But the reason that we're even bringing a coroner on and talking about this is because this claim is getting serious attention. You have New Mexico's Land Commissioner, Stephanie Garcia Richard, who sent a letter to the New Mexico Department of Justice and the U.S. Attorney's Office requesting a full investigation. According to KOB4, Epstein had apparently leased land around this ranch from the state land office, did it through a company called Cypress Inc., but Garcia Richard ended that lease in light of what happened with that.
So those are all motives that I've come up with. I'm going to switch over to something happening that they may not want you to know is happening.
Well, today, Mark Zuckerberg taking the stand at the landmark social media trial in front of heartbroken parents who blame these social media companies for their children's poor mental health and even some of their deaths. While Instagram denies being addictive, Zuckerberg will have to answer to these internal emails revealing its own staff comparing it to a drug, admitting, quote, "We're basically pushers." Our next guests have been covering the trial from the very beginning. Joining us now, Fox News legal analyst Greg Jarrett and Kurt the Cyber Guy. He is live outside the courthouse in Los Angeles. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning. So, Greg, what can we expect? I know you're an attorney. What can we expect both sides to say and argue?
Well, I agree that Zuckerberg has never been warm and fuzzy in public settings. He's probably spent countless hours with his lawyers, preparing for what's going to happen today. He knows a lot is at stake. If the plaintiff wins, it would open a Pandora's box, thousands of similar lawsuits, many of which have already been filed. So this is really the bellwether. Zuckerberg will be equipped. He's not going to face any questions his lawyers haven't prepared him for. He's going to deny that his company's products are defective, and he'll draw a distinction between clinical addiction and problematic use. Head of Instagram did that last week. And Zuckerberg will emphasize how the company has more recently installed safety tools, privacy settings, content restrictions for minors. But, make no mistake, this is a hostile audience of angry, weeping moms packing the courtroom in Los Angeles. The judge has warned him, knock it off. But he's stepping into the lion's den, not easy.
Yeah, Kurt, the judge.
So this could be, when they say the Guthrie case is a distraction, another motive. Could this be a motive? Could this be part of the distraction?
Judge was saying knock it off to the parents because they were reacting, some of them crying, and he just wants it to be civil and not have the emotion, even though that's hard as a parent if you've lost your child. Many of them are flying out there. They're trying to get a seat inside the courthouse. What stands out to you? What can we expect today from Zuckerberg?
You know, what's kind of interesting is that the defense counsel for Meta, Zuckerberg's people yesterday afternoon filed an interesting motion saying, we don't want money, his salary, how much money he makes to be part of this trial, which by filing the motion in and of itself is going to make that front and center today. And also, that's public information. But by the way, I don't know, is this a distraction for the case? I'm not exactly sure. But what I do know is that it was about 2 years ago that he was in front of Congress testifying. And that's when he turned back to those parents and apologized. Some of those will indeed be right behind me getting in line to have that front seat inside the courthouse. In terms of how well he'll do on the stand, it's likely to repeat how he's done in the past, which is awkward, not warm and fuzzy, exactly as we're talking about. And can Mark Lanier, the plaintiff's attorney, really rattle him enough to get enough information out of him that puts Meta in a tough spot in this particular trial and sends him in the direction that the plaintiff is trying to go, which is to prove the fact that this isn't about Section 230, where they have, freedom of liability. This is really about, did you engineer a algorithm and a path by which it caused harm to somebody or children in particular? And if so, how much of that did you know, Mr. Zuckerberg, is going to come out today?
Okay, so this is Meta.
Accountability for Meta, also known as Facebook, right? Okay, so let me stop that and let's go see what's happening over here at the Nancy Guthrie case.
Wow, what's that?
Speed here since we lost some time covering it.
Subject for error, any error, margin of error. Perp most likely doesn't have a criminal record. Glove. I don't think the glove 2 miles away has anything to do with this, but we'll see. We shall see.
That is an insane media frenzy. I think they need a taco truck. 11 to 2. And all the proceeds go to some foundation in her name.
Whoever did this thought it out thoroughly. Paul
Feed
says.
the people that
and
are
Paul,
getting the story out to
I
us and then
agree with
donate
you
the proceeds.
on this. Because this person was able to elude authorities. This is the type of criminals, if it's just low budget or just
Low budget criminals.
bottom feeders and just
Bottom
run-of-the-mill criminal,
near to
they would have been caught already. They would have been caught already.
Yeah.
There's just too much firepower here.
Is someone
that is looking into
famous?
these people, and they were able to, evade authorities as of now. So it has to be some sort of level of planning, sophistication here.
Yeah. Or they're close
what
to
happens?
them.
What happens if the people turned off their phone, put their phone on air? I mean, a criminal knows nowadays that in order to do a crime, if you have a plan to do an actual crime, a sophisticated crime, you're going to do something with your phone so they can't track it.
Right. A burner phone.
What about the vehicle? We still, yet to this day, have not seen a vehicle.
What do y'all think was in the backpacks? I wonder if he was camping. Danny Rolling was camping and stalking. He had a campsite before he came in on the Florida State students. He had been camping and stalking them. Wrote a song about it. Danny Rolling, Florida, serial killer. Watch this. Let me get it up here. Excuse me. Sorry. Ragweed or something. Watch this here. Let's see how do I do this. Watch this.
An IQ of 8.
Am I sharing it yet?
Former state attorney
Reasons why bullying, there's no place for it in a civilized society, and that includes social society.
You'd see them around.
Someone that's a voyeur, a peeping Tom's, what they used to call it back in the day when I was growing up.
The kitchen table, around the dinner table, a happy family.
Now we're going to skip up to what he did was... Is this where it... Skip to the night that it happened. Okay, so there's a peek into if he was just a psycho. So there's a bunch of motives to consider in this case. I wanted to present to you today. And it is my lunchtime, so I'm going to, with that, I think I've presented several options to mull over and debate about. So, to all those out there that think bullying is cool and there's no repercussions or trickle-down effect in our social media society. No, Brooke!
You're a slut. You know that? You're just a common.
Jane, you ignorant slut. Have a good one, y'all.
Bye-bye. Thanks now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bada bing, bada boom. Get over here. Get out of here.
Go, Monty, go, 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 go!
He's got green grass in front of him. He's at the 5 touchdown.
Woo!
Tells the wind all her secrets. They blow out to sea, wash up on beaches. Then the water knows her truths. And when the moon lights up her face, her freckles mirror the stars in space. And she knows where she came from. Bravely climbs her greatest mountains, walks 1,000 miles, but who's counting? Then one day she sees how far she has come. She knows she's never alone, for in her body she's found home, and the freedom is so sweet. Got a gypsy soul that was meant to roam, and she follows where it tells her to go. She falls in love with love. She sees the world from above, and this moment is the only time she knows. She leaves away footprints. She finds stillness in the movement and peace from the pain. For each wound is a teacher. She finds strength in what she thought would beat her, but no scar is left in vain. She sees the truth behind the lies. Such a great disguise, but it is love that wins the game. So she bets it all for love, doubles her fortune, buys a new pair of gloves, so she can sleep under the stars. She's got a gypsy soul that was meant to roam. She follows where it tells her to go. She falls in love with love. She sees the world from above, and this moment is the only time she knows.
Y'all have a good day.
It's my human revolution. When put in motion, it won't stop moving. I've got a gypsy soul that was meant to roam, and I follow where it tells
I'm a nobody. I'm a loser. I'm a bum. I'm a bozo. I'm neither here nor there and all that jazz.
COVID.
Yeah.